I'm Katie Neal, and my co-host is Dylan Scott. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm great. I'm glad to be co-hosting.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. We've had getting back in from the holidays, full swing. Spring started. Did you get to do any hunting?
I did. I did quite a bit of hunting this fall. Mostly just deer hunting, but it's almost turkey season, so
Okay.
looking forward to that here in a couple of weeks.
Do you do like a big trip?
I used to. Go to Missouri, but now that I've been in Tennessee for almost 15 years now, which is crazy, I have acquired several farms in the Tennessee area. Not, I've got one that I own, but other ones are just permission farms. So I've got plenty of places to hunt in Tennessee now,
Yeah.
and so there's really good turkey hunting. So all my buddies come here. So this is the trip.
This is
I
nice.
don't have to go anywhere.
Speaking of these farms, you mentioned when you came in that you and your wife are building a house.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
You know, my whole life, all I wanted to do was sing music and make money to buy a farm and build a house and raise my kids. And we bought the farm 2 years ago, right outside of town here. And so we just started building our house almost a year ago. It's almost done. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, all your dreams come true, and I get to raise my kids on some land and a forever house. And I don't know, it's kind of old school, but we like it. That's the way we want it.
Yeah, that's the dream. Have you hit the point of decision fatigue? Because I feel like if you're almost done, you're probably at picking out cabinet poles and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that. I've got an easy part of this whole deal. It's just whatever my wife wants. I just say yes, ma'am, and it's a little more stressful for her. But she's got her girlfriends that she runs stuff by, and then I'm like the final say. All right, what do you think of this? And it's like, babe, I love whatever you want. So
Good man.
yeah.
Your current top 5 is This Town's Been Good to Us, which you were one of the writers on. Talk about this song a little bit.
Yeah, it's my favorite town song I've ever written. And there's some heat riders on this. So I knew going into this ride it was going to be a good day. But yeah, it's just it's an ode to my hometown. I love where I'm from. I love the people from where I'm from. I would never, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't think I would ever go back there to live there. But I love going home to visit, and I love the people in the town. And so it's just, hey, thank y'all for being a part of who I am and why I am who I am. And this town's been too good to us. Been way too good to me.
You mentioned some heavy hitter writers
Yeah.
on this song. Talk about those writers, and then talk about, was this an idea that you brought to the right or one that came up once you were there?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Ashley Gorley, Taylor Phillips, John Byron, Charlie Handsome. I mean, that right there is that's some heat. That's some
Yes.
heat right there. And so I did not bring this idea to the right. It was more of, hey guys, I need a song. I want a song like this, right? And so those guys, man, they're just, I don't know what it is. They're just geniuses. And so, they had the idea, this town's been too good to us. And I was actually a little bit late that day. So they kind of got started before I did. And so when I walk in, they were already vibing on this. And I was like, I don't know what y'all got going on, but this is it right here. Let's keep going.
Love it. And then one of the lines in the song, God gave us them girls that stole our hearts,
Yeah.
which I'm guessing is this a direct reference to your wife, Blair, who you've known since you guys were kids?
Yeah, I've known her since 7th grade. And then we started dating sophomore in high school. So I was 15, she was 16. So yeah, she definitely stole my heart. Still has it. Thank God. Thank God she hasn't got rid of it yet. I don't know why she's put up with it this long, but she has. But yeah, I feel like so many people can relate to this song, whether you're from a small town, whether you're from a city, whether you're from a middle of nowhere, not even a town. It doesn't matter. There's so much in this song that I feel like everybody has experienced wherever you're from. And, whether it's, like I said, a city, this city's been way too good to us, whatever it is, I think everybody can relate to it.
Absolutely. And I think whether you still live in your hometown or you've moved away,
100%.
you can both ways. It is so relatable.
Yeah, I agree.
So you said that you met Blair in 7th grade. So from 7th grade to sophomore year, did you guys have a friendship? Did you know each other?
Never spoke. And let me preface this real quick. She came to my school in 7th grade. All right. So there was only 25 kids in the class. It may have bumped to 30 when her school merged with mine. So it ain't like this is a big school where everybody's we didn't really know each other. Everybody knows everybody. 30 kids in a class. Yeah, I don't know what it was. We didn't really talk at all. 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. I went to a separate high school than she did, and then I don't know, sophomore year. I don't know what happened.
Funny. That's almost like you want to, like she might have been trying to not speak to you all of 7th, 8th grade. Like what?
She said I had a little girlfriend and she wasn't about it, blah blah blah. I was like, we were so young. Like that stuff don't even matter back then. But you know what? I got the girl.
You got the girl. And in the video, you actually went back to your old high school and church. And what I wanted to ask about, there's an actor playing you in the video that has like a little bit of a beard.
That's my nephew.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's my sister's son. Yep.
How fun was that to put him in this video?
Oh, it was so cool. It was so cool. I mean, the whole video, going back to my hometown, that was my high school. There's a part where they're on it's a baseball field. They're playing football. So we used to sneak in and break into that baseball field at night and turn the lights on and play football. That Walmart parking lot, we all hung out there. I mean, everything to a T you see in that video is basically a flashback. The house was my old house. The house where my nephew's kissing the other girl, that was my wife's house, where that's the first place I ever kissed her, was right there in that video. So we went back and just pulled all the exact moments and stuff that we actually did as a kid.
A literal trip down memory lane.
Exactly.
And your nephew has to be like the coolest kid in school right now. How old is he?
Oh, he's out of school now.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, all of his buddies and everybody, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure he's got, Thomas Rhett put his younger brother in his music video, and he was saying he's got a couple hundred Instagram followers now. He's having a nice time.
And see, my nephew's such a shy kid.
Really?
Doesn't talk very much. So the fact that he even did this was shocking. And so if he was to walk in right now, he could probably barely get a word out of him. That's how shy he is. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. How did you talk him into doing it?
I just said, man, I really need you. Like you kind of look like me in a way, so just do it. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. No problem. It's like, I can't believe you just said that.
And a couple months ago, you were part of Luke Bryan's 10th annual Crash My Playa in Mexico. How was it?
It was good. It was our second time doing it. And I mean, anytime you can go to Mexico with Luke Bryan and company and play music, it's a good time. It's a good time.
This was your second time. So was this like the trip that you bring wife and kids, or are there any children at Crash My Playa?
No kids at Crash My Playa. I did take my wife the first year. It was great. It was awesome. This year when we went, we got a new addition. So I've got a little boy's 7, my little girl's 5, and now we got a little over a year old baby. So that kind of threw some complications into it. So no wives this year. It was just us and me and the band, and it's a long trip. I'll put it that way. Because it's still a work trip.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we're going to go to the resort like our wives think it is. Oh, you're just going to go hang out at a resort and have a good time. Like, it's still a work trip, but it was a good time.
I was going to say, I don't think anyone leaves Crash My Playa without at least one drunk Luke Bryan story.
Oh.
Any that you've got that are acceptable for broadcast?
I mean, this year it wasn't even Luke, it was Bailey in the pool.
Oh, man.
Bailey had the time of his life. Mm-hmm. Bailey had the time of his life. And so good for him. It was, we had a good time. He rallied too, which was very impressive.
Right. Well, last time you were in, you did say that you were going to stop at Dustin Lynch's annual pool party, I believe.
Went to Jamaica a few years ago with my wife and some friends, and there was a foam party in the pool, and we had a really good time. It was a great foam party, right? Music's going, awesome. We were supposed to have a foam party at Crash My Playa during my pool party this year, and let's just say it wasn't really foaming much.
Oh no, there was a technical difficulty.
I don't think it was a technical difficulty. I think whatever foam cannons they have in Mexico are just terrible, because I'm on stage expecting suds and people raging, and there's literally a 6 foot by 6 foot spot of the pool. And this is a huge pool that is nothing but just suds, and people's like, you're losing them. It's going over their head in this one spot. And so there's just a 6 foot by 6 foot spot of people just having an awesome time, suffocating with suds over their heads. I'm like, man, this is not a foam party right now. One cannon, just one cannon. And it was kind of embarrassing, actually. kind of embarrassing.
So maybe round 3, Crash My Playa.
It won't be a phone party. I can tell you that.
And you are about to begin the Country Till I Die tour. What are you planning for this as far as bells and whistles?
Yeah, it's going to be, so this is the biggest headline tour I've ever done. We're moving up in room sizes. So excited about that. I've got George Burge coming out with me, Dasha. It's Graham Barham, who's from my town as well in Louisiana. But it's just going to be a good time. I love all these guys. They're a lot of fun. And just excited to, I don't know, bring more energy to a bigger room, and we got more lights and just more stuff. I don't know. It's another day for us playing music, but it's also at the same time, it's like the biggest we've ever played ourselves.
Has there been anything as you're planning new production, like you mentioned, new lights and stuff, that you're like, I want one of those? Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of those I want one of those moments until you see the price tag on it, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll want one of those maybe the next time we bump up, you know? But we've still upped it a little bit, and I think it's still going to benefit what I need to. I went to Disney World in November. And that's a bad place to be when you're brainstorming for a tour and production, because I'm texting my guy going, hey, dude, we need something like this and like this and like this. And he's all about it. He's like, let's do it. He's getting prices and this and that. And yeah, by the time I got that back, it was close to $200,000. I was like, all right, bud, scratch that. Not happening.
Not the Disney money
Just
yet.
Just get a couple bar lights that are, a couple $100, and we'll see what we can do there.
We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
What does your day of show look like? Like, do you have a routine that you do every day? Is it different every day?
It's different. I don't know. I used to wake up, eat breakfast, go straight to the gym, come back, sound check, chill out, maybe take a nap. But that started wearing me out, the routine stuff. And I'm kind of a routine kind of guy, like, especially when I'm home. Like, I do my thing, like, it's kind of what I do. But on the road, it started wearing me out being in a routine. So now it's just wake up and see how I feel and do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
do you ever bring the kids out on the road? Like, does Becca get
I am this year. Yeah. I brought them a couple times last year, but I've been one bus this whole time. I could have gone to 2, maybe last year, the year before, but they're so expensive. It's like, man, I got better things to spend my money on than a bus. But we're going to do it this year just because, like I said a while ago, my kids are at an age now where it's like they need to experience this. They need to come out on the road with dad. And so this summer, we'll go to 2 buses, and I'll have the whole family out, and we'll see how it goes. They love it, though. They love coming out.
I was going to say, it's got to feel a little bit like camping for them.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the shows have grown and gotten bigger, have there been any artists that you're friends with or anybody that you've toured with that you kind of go to for advice?
Not really advice. I haven't really gone to anybody for advice, but I do watch. Like, I watch what other artists do as far as, on stage and how they do this and do that. And I mean, some of the best advice that I've gotten was from Luke Bryan when I was on tour with him a couple years ago. He just said, hey, have fun. That's all. I mean, just have fun. It's not rocket science, And it wears me out when you walk on stage and somebody's like, oh, this is a closed stage, or oh, this is this, or like all the rules. I'm like, man, let me tell you something. We're playing music and we're here to have fun. I understand if we're tight on room or there's a ton of people backstage and it's just, but at the end of the day, we're playing music, having a good time. So I just, I watch what other people do and I go, okay, we're going to do that, or we're not going to do that, but I just follow my gut and do my thing.
I think putting it through the filter of just have fun
100%
is great, because then you're never taking it too seriously.
Well, you can.
It's like you said, it's not rocket science.
It's not right. Yeah, we're not doing heart surgery here. We're fixing to go strum guitars and sing music and bring a party. Yeah.
Bring a party, which you will on the Country Till I Die tour. All those dates are posted at dylansgotcountry.com. Now, when you're not busy with music, you also have a couple of different business ventures. Let's talk about latest one, which is Drip's Coffee Shop right outside of Nashville. Talk about that.
Yeah, so my little brother's my lead guitar player in the band, and left high school, didn't go to college, just to follow my footsteps. And so after a while, I'm like, man, I kind of need to do something to my little brother, like give him some ownership other than his title of, yeah, I play lead guitar for my big brother in a band. Like, come on now, like, which is great. It's all good. But so he loves coffee. Him and his wife know it like the back of their hand. And so we opened this coffee shop, and it's rocking and rolling. Drip's Coffee Shop in Hendersonville. It's where they live. And it's really, really doing great and looking at expanding to other locations.
Wow, that's very fun.
Yeah.
Are you a big coffee guy?
I like coffee. I usually drink a cup or two every morning, but if you start asking me like crazy questions about coffee, yeah, I don't know.
This is your brother's area of
This is my
expertise.
brother's area. Yeah. And it's interesting. I mean, I've enjoyed learning it, watching what they do and whatnot. Like, it's really cool, but no, I'm still put a Keurig cup in the deal and press start, and here we go about our day.
I'm the same way. I drink cold coffee out of a jug, and when somebody starts talking to me about coffee and the beans, I'm like, what?
Yeah, where they're from, the origin.
You've also got, in addition to the coffee company, the Trash Guys.
Trash Guys.
Talk about this, because this is also growing.
Yeah, this is growing massively. So the Trash Guys is exactly what you think it is. When you was a kid and you would set your trash can out by the road and the trash truck would come, what would you call it? The Trash Guys. Oh, the Trash Guys are coming to dump our trash, And so when COVID hit, couldn't play music. I had a buddy who was working offshore. He was laid off. And so we started talking about his trash and where he's from, because we're from the same place, and how it was just a disaster. And I said, dude, maybe we should start our own company. He's like, man, I've thought about it. So anyway, long story short, we did. I bought a dump trailer for $11,000. He pulled it with his pickup truck during COVID. And long story short, now we have 11,000 residents. We have nine garbage trucks, like the real deal. We're into front load commercial dumpsters, like the big dumpsters you see at restaurants or convenience stores that they flip over the top of the truck. Into that now, we got almost 600 of those. So it's turned into a massive company since COVID. Really just because of my buddy. He's just a go-getter, but it's great. I talk to him every day. We're making business deals and trying to figure this out and figure that out. So it takes my mind off music for a little bit. Kind of feel like I'm an entrepreneur doing something, which is really cool, and I love it.
A little side hustle that's turned into this empire.
Pretty much.
What have you learned about trash or the trash business that you did not know going in?
Oh, it is cutthroat. You got to be easy. Tread lightly. People in other departments, they don't want you doing too great. But no, it's been good. I was just joking about that. It's the customer service business, and we knew that going into it, right? But since we've done it, we've realized like people want their trash picked up on time. Don't make a mess when you do it. And make sure the can is standing up and not laid over when you leave there. It's kind of crazy how much that matters, but I don't know. I've just I've enjoyed it. It's really been fun so far.
That is so wild. As you were saying that, I was like, yeah, my trash guys missed today because we had like dusting of snow, and I'm like, when are they?
Yeah,
they didn't come the next day. When are they coming back?
You get so worked up over it.
It is one of the, because it's you expect it to be the same thing every time.
Yep.
All right, so when you aren't on stage, you aren't managing a new business, you aren't on dad duty. What are you doing to relax?
Oh, to relax. What is relaxing? What is that? I'm constantly doing something nonstop. If it's hunting season, I'm hunting somewhere. It's just kind of the way it is. I love racing. I love dirt track racing. So I'm usually, if I'm not hunting, if I'm not playing music or baseballing with the kids or gymnastics, I'm hunting or racing somewhere.
So if there's ever a moment that you plop down on the couch, are you watching anything? Like, do you have a favorite show that you binge? Anything you watch with Blair? No.
Well, if I'm watching TV, it's usually after the kids go to bed with my wife, whatever series we're watching. So right now we're watching, is it 1923? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
So just started that. I'm just not a big TV guy. I'll watch sports. I'll watch a football game. I'll watch a basketball game, whatever. But I just never watch TV. I never sit on the couch.
Are you the guy that like Blair turns on the TV and you're asleep instantly?
No, I'll watch
it.
Yeah.
You will.
No, but she has to tell me. She has to say, hey, come watch this. Come watch this with me. And I don't ever hesitate. Let's watch it. But it's never the first thing on my mind, like, oh, babe, we got to watch 1923 tonight. Like, I don't know. My mind don't go there.
That's great, though.
I wish it would, though. Well, in a way, and then in a way, it wears me out because I'm nonstop just thinking about something. Okay, what do we need to be doing here, doing there? I wish I could just cut that off and just sit on the couch and be like, hey, let's watch TV.
Do you have a place to slow your mind? Like, I think you're a big sauna guy, right? I feel like I've seen you
Yeah, we
do
have
that.
a sauna. I mean, even there, I'm thinking when I'm hunting, that's when I stop, which is kind of crazy. But think about it. I'm sitting in a tree for hours in nature. I mean, it really is a reset for me. That's where I really stop and go, okay, I can relax a little bit.
Let's go back to your most recent number one, Boys Back Home with Dylan Marlowe.
Love that dude, man. Gosh.
He is such a sweetie.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's a sweetie, but good dude.
We love you, Dylan Marlowe.
Dylan, you're such a sweetie.
Such a sweetie. Is this song going to go in your set list for the Country Till I Die tour?
Yeah, it'll be in there. We've been playing it from the beginning. I just love this song. You know, it's such a... the melody is, what's the word? Infectious, I guess. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it sticks with you and it just feels good. And I just remember the first time I heard it and calling him and talking to him. I said, dude, this song right here, like, what are you going to do with it? You know? And I'm the type, I didn't really, when I moved to town, I never really had that artist that was like, hey man, come on, I'm gonna help you out. Like, we're gonna do this, do that. And I don't know, I always told myself, like, dude, if I ever make it anywhere in this business, have any clout at all, it's like, I just want to help a younger artist. And he didn't have a record deal, and I believed in him so much. And I still do. I think he's a superstar. And I was like, man, how cool would it be to have two Dylans on a song, and dude don't even have a record deal, and we just go out there and just break the rules and do it the non-Nashville way, you know? And what's crazy is we did go in and record it, and the first time kind of got shut down. Like, we're not going to do it right now. It was my label. I'm not throwing them under the bus or anything, but then Dylan gets signed to Sony, and it's like, okay, yeah, we can do it now. So it's like, turned into the Nashville way, but it's all good. It needed to work that way. I'm glad it did. And got a number one out of it.
There's a lot of business that goes into a collaboration.
Too much business. I hate the business aspect of it because it takes the creativeness away. But I understand it and understand why there has to be that. I'm just saying I love the creative part, not the business part.
No, I totally agree. You hear all the time about collabs that have been sitting for 2 years because somebody else has got another collab out, and you can't have two collabs at the same time.
Why can't you? Why can't we just do what we want to do, you know?
Exactly. So I want to talk about, we mentioned earlier, you've got 3 kids. Talk about what ages are they? Beckett, Finley, and Barron.
Yeah, so Beckett is 7, Finley's 5, and Barron is a little over a year and a half.
You are dangerously close to being out of diapers.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be out of diapers. And so much milk goes through my house, and milk is expensive. Gosh, between the kids and their cereal, and then Barron just down in milk still, I'm like, man.
How about Beckett? Is he was playing baseball? Is he still playing baseball?
He's still playing, yeah. And he's, I mean, I know he's my kid, but I don't know. He's a rock star. I'm like, dude, where'd you get these baseball skills from? Because I didn't play baseball growing up. My dad was the type, he was like, you sure you want to waste your whole summer, son? So, yeah, in other words, I really don't want you to play. But I don't know. The kid's 7 years old, and I don't know where he got it from, but I love it.
He also feels like he has such a big personality. Whenever I see you guys post little videos together, like Beckett's always doing something funny in the background.
Oh, he's a mess. He is a mess. Everything he says, I'm just like, where did this come from? Where'd you learn this from? Kids are smart these days. Way smarter than I was back in the day, the things they say and do. But and Finley is too. Finley's a little more shy. But when you get to know Finley, she is a cut up as well. So, and that's what I want. I was a shy kid growing up, and I always told myself, like, man, when I have kids, I pray to God they're just like outgoing and go-getters. And it took me a long time in life for that to come out. I always had it, but they're something else.
I imagine that Finley, being the middle child in between the two boys, she rules the whole house, 100%, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and being the girl.
Yep.
Yeah, she rules the house, no doubt. And you know, she's the child where you look at her and go, Finley, I said don't do that, and she'll look at you and give that little grin, like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it anyway, and she still does it anyway, and you can't get really mad about it.
No, you can't. Have you heard Kane Brown's his new song "Backseat Driver" about little girls?
I have, yeah.
What did you think of that song? That one get you?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Any song about a little girl will get you, especially when it's about your little girl, right? So, yeah, it's a good one.
You were at Crash My Playa earlier this year. You were also a part of the Luke Bryan and Friends concert. So was Jason. Did you get to stick around, spend any time with Jason?
Yeah, we hung out for quite a bit after that deal. And, you know, it's crazy. I got to tell Jason a story. So when I was, gosh, I think I was probably 14 or 15. I was at my local mall where I'm from, and I was with my mom, and we walked into Hollister because that was the big thing.
I can smell it as you say.
I can smell it too, yeah. And I see this dude. I'm like, man, I know this guy from somewhere. And so we leave. I couldn't figure it out. Walked into American Eagle. And he comes walking into American Eagle, and I said, it hit me. I said, that's Jason Aldean. And he was just getting going. Like, I think it was Hicktown was the big song then, which I think it was his first one. And I was too shy to go talk to him. So my mom's like, go talk to him. I was like, no, I can't. So my mom did. My mom walked up to him. She's like, hey, I'm such and such. I know you're Jason. This is my son, Dylan. And he's going to move to Nashville and, you know, try to be a country music singer too, kind of like yourself. And so I met Jason in American Eagle. And so I got to tell him that story. I was like, man, you will never remember this, but I just want you to know I met you when I was 14 or 15 in American Eagle. My mom walked up to you and said this and said that. And so, yeah, he's just such a good dude. He's so real, down to earth. And we sat there and chatted for a long time.
What did he have to say about that
He
story?
just thought it was a cool story, you know. I mean, I get it. That's the way I would have been too if somebody walked up and said the same thing. But he's like, man, that makes me feel old, you know. But that's the first thing he said. But it's just kind of a cool story. It's a kind of a full circle deal, you know.
For sure. And I feel like things like that will happen more often here in Nashville. But the fact that it's kind of like very serendipitous that Jason Aldean would have been at your childhood mall in Louisiana.
He was playing a show that night at the Civic Center.
And we're in Hollister.
Yeah, apparently.
I feel like you are always working on new music. So what can you say about, you know, where are you at in the process of the new album?
Yeah, new album is done.
Okay.
I can say that. And I can say that it's going to be out sooner than later. We should be, I guess, announcing when that is pretty soon. I don't know. Once again, that's the business part from the creative part, because I would just be like, yeah, it's coming out at such and such time, you know. But that being said, there is a new album done, and then once the album's out, we're already started recording for more music. So
really,
yeah, it's not gonna ever end, and that's the way I like it.
So you're not one of those people that maybe needs to, like, you know, write, record the whole thing and then take a break.
No, I'm just constantly either writing or somebody sending me something, and then as soon as I go, man, I love this, I go in and record it, and we may sit on it for months before I ever release it. But we went through so many years of just recording an album and then putting a single out, and that was it. And then as soon as we said, you know what, let's release more music more often, everything started growing. The fan base started growing rapidly. Numbers started growing rapidly. And it's like, this is kind of the way we need to do it right now. You know, just keep releasing music. Because, I mean, look, we're not a superstar. We're not some crazy playing stadiums and big arenas. I mean, I want to play arenas, but I think the only way for me to do it right now is just to keep grinding and putting music out and growing it.
Absolutely. Do you want to say when the album will be out?
I don't, honestly, I don't even know the exact date when this album's released.
Give us a month?
I think it's the end of May sometime, like May 20 something. This album comes out. It's called Easy Does It. And it's kind of where I'm at in my life right now. I'm in that easy does it phase of just, look, I'm in my early 30s. I've got my kids, got my wife. I'm living my dream. My dream is no longer the dream. It's how I put food on the table for my kids. And I don't know. I went through my whole teenage years and all through my 20s just worried about this and worried about that. And I just don't really worry about it no more. The only thing I really worry about is, all right, I got to wake up and make sure I keep on keeping on so these kids can have what they need in life, And so I'm in that easy does it phase.
Isn't it funny how you turn 30 and everything kind of like...
I'm so thankful for it, though. Yeah. I wish I could have had this mentality through my 20s. I really do. I mean, I know you have to go through it to get to where you are, but I don't know. I was such a worrier and stressed so much in my 20s just over crazy stuff. What I was wearing, what this person thought. Why does this person do? Why do they have this and I don't? It's like as soon as you can just realize, man, live your life and don't worry about it, it's so much easier.
So much easier.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one of the new songs that you got out, I Hate Whiskey. Talk about this.
Yeah, I Hate Whiskey. I have had this song in my back pocket for 2 years now. Probably been recorded for 2 years now. We've changed a couple of things up along the way, but it's just such a clever song to me. I mean, it's such a simple song, but it's such a clever song and it feels good. And my kids, even though I know it says I hate whiskey, but they don't know what whiskey is, but they're singing it back to me because the melody's so good. And I didn't write this song. It was sent to me by some buddies. And I don't know, I'm so excited about it. And the response so far has been awesome. So once again, just trying to keeping on with the new music and building the fan base one person at a time.
It's funny, the songs that kids will gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Thomas Rhett and I have talked about this, like how he'll kind of test
100%.
How catchy a song is based on what the kids are asking
and
for.
And usually when it's catchy and the kids are singing it back, it's usually a pretty good indicator of what you got.
And it's so funny. There are people who get paid probably hundreds, if not millions of dollars in this town to be able to tell you what a hit is. And usually a 7-year-old kid knows better.
We get so caught up in what's a hit song and this and that. And it's really, it's way more simple than what we make it, and that's a test right there. The kids, the way they gravitate towards whatever, it's like, it's a simple thing. Make it simple. Just make it fun and simple.
Earlier, we talked about the Country Till I Die tour, and you mentioned that you've got George Burge coming out on this show.
Such a good dude. Known him for several years, and just looking forward to having him out there. And, I know I think we've talked about it a little bit, how great of a golfer he is.
So good.
Yeah, and I'm not. I suck. So I really hope he doesn't ask me to go golf. But he probably will, and I'm going to tell him I'm going one time. And if you can't make me a better golfer this one time, I'll never golf again. So it's up to you.
What is it that's hard for you about golf?
I'm such a competitive person, and I wouldn't say that I'm great at sports, but I feel like I can hold my own. Like I can at least not like an idiot and do what I need to do and be competitive. And when it comes to golf, I look like an idiot. I'm not competitive. I can't keep up. And as a man, there's nothing worse.
Well, hopefully George can maybe give us a few lessons.
I would love that.
In real time.
Just to like at least go out there and not like an idiot and be semi. I mean, I don't have to be that competitive. Just kind of keep up.
Exactly.
Would be great.
George Burge joining you on your spring tour this year. Also on there is Dasha, which that girl just having a huge year. Have you seen her live yet?
Oh, yeah.
Electric.
But her personality is electric too. Like the first time I met her, it like we'd known each other for years. Just how she comes across, she's just there to have fun and be a buddy, and that's what it's about. Like she wasn't too like, you meet some people sometimes they're just like, oh yeah, I'm such and such. Like nah, none of that with her. She's just there to chill and hang out, and I'm looking forward to it. She's crushing it.
Yeah, she's going to be a great person to have open, and she's going to get that crowd all pumped up.
Yeah, no doubt.
You've also got...
Yeah, I'm already fired up.
And then you mentioned you've got Graham Barham coming out on the road with you. I did not realize that he was from your same hometown.
Same little town. So it's the same. In Louisiana, we have parishes, not counties. So think the same county. So I'm from a little town called Bastrop. He is from what's not even a town that's connected to mine, but they call it Marouge. But it's the same thing. Like he has to come to my Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's a little bit younger than I am. But I've known him. Gosh, I've known him pretty much my whole life. You know, just being around the same people. We all grew up around the same people, and he's crushing right now. I mean, he's doing great over the socials and streaming, and just proud of him. You know, he's grinded, no doubt.
It's going to be great. George Burge, Dasha, Graham Barham, all joining Dylan Scott on the road, the Country Till I Die tour. You can grab tickets right now, DylanScottCountry.com. So your name actually came up a few months ago when Nate Smith was here.
Nate and I, we've played a couple of shows together since we met, but never really just hung out or anything. Like, so we don't really know each other that well other than just through text messages and FaceTimes, which is it's different for me because, I mean, usually before I'm FaceTiming somebody or sending them weird videos through text messages, like, I know this person. I can say that I do know Nate, but it's not like we just went fishing last week or something, you know, like, I don't know him on that level. We just hit it off, and he was just such a good dude. It's like, man, once again, it's like, I feel like I've known this dude for years, you know? And so, yeah, we have a pretty, I don't know what you'd call it. Our relationship is, it's video text messages of just the most random thing you've ever seen. If the FBI went through our text messages, they'd be like, what is wrong with these dudes?
I was going to say, what did he call it? Your creepy videos that you send? He said that, and then he called you a good guy right after.
Yeah, I mean, pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. Good job, Nate. Thanks for telling the world about our creepy videos.
As we head back to this week's chart, up next is Cole Swindell, who you have the same management team as.
Yeah.
You also toured with him last year.
Last summer, yeah. We had a good time.
I'm sure you saw him and Courtney are expecting.
I did. So happy for them. They got to it quick. I mean,
yes.
Just got married and said, hey, it's time. I mean, good for them. Good for them. I'm so happy for them. I mean, they deserve nothing but the best. Cole's such a good dude. Had a great time on tour with him. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about the dude? Besides, he's just such a good dude.
Do you have any advice, like fatherly advice you would share, especially because, you know, you and Cole have jobs that not every dad has, which presents different challenges?
Yeah, good luck, Cole. There's your advice. No. I don't know. I'm not the best on advice. I'm figuring it out every day just like everybody else is, but I guess and I work on this every day at my own self, so I'm not like a professional, but patience, and just enjoy every stage of it, because it does go by really quick. And you know, 1 second you're like, gosh, why are we still pooping our diapers, or why are we still crying, can you sleep through the night? And before you know it, you wake up and they're not sleeping, or they are sleeping through the night, and you're like, man, I kind of missed that phase. So just enjoy every stage and patience.
Fellow Louisianan, which you guys are growing in numbers rapidly, Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Another one who's expecting. I'm sure you saw he and his wife have got baby number 4.
Lord
on
have
the
mercy.
way.
I did see that.
As a father of 3, can you imagine adding a 4th child?
Could I imagine it? Yes, I could imagine it. Will it ever happen? No. 1, it's pretty much impossible because I took care of that problem. 2, we were not going to go. I mean, we were always the type. My wife comes from a family. There's 6 of them, her siblings. I'm from a family of, I think there's 4 of us. She's like, oh, we're always going to have 4 or 5 kids. Let's have 4 or 5 kids. Yeah, no, we are done at 3. No more. We're outnumbered as it is, and it's perfect.
What is the saying? 1 is 1, 2 is 12.
Yes.
And then like anything beyond that,
100%.
you've lost your mind.
But great. I'm glad they're having that. If they're having more, that means that everything's great. They're good.
Jordan, also from Louisiana. You didn't know each other growing up, right? I think it's
No.
a 2-hour drive from where you're from.
Yeah, he's 2 hours from where I grew up. But I did meet him early on in town, you know, before him and I had anything going on. You know, we were just here dreaming and scheming and writing, and such a good dude. I mean, he's from Louisiana. Why wouldn't he be, you know?
So we've talked about the Country Till I Die tour this spring, biggest headlining tour. What's the rest of this year look like for you?
Yeah, a lot of fairs and festivals this summer, all the big festivals. I didn't do them last summer. Was out with Cole doing that. So we'll do them this summer, and then we're going to continue some headline tour into the fall. Kind of the same size rooms we're going to do here in the spring. So we'll be announcing that here in the next couple of months, I would say. So, looking forward to that, and just playing shows, doing the deal.
I saw that you also have one show in July with Brad Paisley. Have you ever played with him before?
No, I haven't. I'm really looking forward to it because, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, obviously, I mean, Paisley was Paisley. He was on top. He was doing his thing. And so I always thought it'd be cool to either go on tour with Paisley or just meet him and do the thing. And I've never met him, so I'm really looking forward to having the opportunity to open for him, direct support, and hopefully meet him and, I don't know, just say what's up. I have a little story about him. When I was dating my wife one Christmas, I pulled the guitar, the same little house in the video, This Town's Been Too Good to Us, right in front of that house. I pulled my guitar out of my truck and I sang She's Everything by Brad Paisley. And I'm pretty sure that sealed the deal. So thank you, Brad, for that.
That is a fantastic story, which I think he will really enjoy.
Yeah.
I feel like you and Brad are similar in that you're both very funny. Like Brad really has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I heard he's really
sweet.
good at his pranks, his tour pranks. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have a great sense of humor, but
You don't? I feel like you're very funny.
oh, thank you, I appreciate that. No, I mean, yeah. We'll
I
see.
was just laughing at your videos where you posted where you were going to be in each state, and like for Massachusetts, you came
see,
out like Paul Revere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like is it funny or is it cheesy? There's a fine line. And I usually have to ask my wife, hey, is this funny or is this cheesy? And a lot of times I'm deleting videos because they're more on the cheesy side.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to come
I don't
across
think of you as
too
cheesy.
cheesy. Like even the tour announcement, like it was a little cheesy. But I will say with something like that, I'm trying to catch people's attention, so they'll be like, "What is this?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, he's coming to our town. Let me buy a ticket." So
When you're talking about deleting videos, how much of like your own social stuff that you're doing, like how do you handle that? Like, are you good with it, or are you like just like really struggling coming up with something, posting it, deleting it, or do you just throw it out there?
these days, I'm pretty much just throwing it out there. I used to do that a lot, and then somebody's like, "No, you just got to post and forget." What I'm having trouble doing these days with just everything going on in life with my kids and everything is finding the time to post. You know, it's like, gosh, because I really need to. I mean, that's part of the whole deal is social media. And I do a lot of it on my own. Like, I have a great team, but, you know, they're just posting like, oh, merch bundles, giveaways or whatever they do. Like, I'm posting the organic stuff behind the scenes, and I'm having a tough time keeping up and like, oh, I got to post something today. And then I'll forget that and do it the next day. It's a lot.
It's
Life.
a full-time job.
It is a full-time job.
Let's talk about Drew Baldridge, this new song, Tough People. Talk about your relationship with Drew.
So I've known Drew from the beginning of coming to town, and I've played so many shows with Drew. And so the fact that he's not only coming off of #1, but he's got another song sitting at 14 right now, no record label, doing it all himself, that is incredible. It's kind of unheard of, to be honest with you, you know, and I'm just so proud of him, and I'm really happy that it's worked the way it's happened. Like, he has done this. I know he's got a team of people, but the dude's done it himself, and that's inspiring.
It is, and the songs have been
Great.
amazing.
Yep, this song is amazing.
Like, to follow, his last #1 up with Tough People. The first time I heard, like, no matter where you are, the first time you hear this song, it just kind of like hits you right in the chest.
No doubt. I mean, it is that song.
I'm Katie Neal, and my co-host Dylan Scott. The Country Till I Die tour starts in a couple weeks. Where can folks see you?
Yeah, we're going to be starting the tour in Boston on April the 3rd, and then in Wallingford, Connecticut on the 4th, New York City at Terminal 5 on the 5th, Cincinnati, Clovis, California. We'll be at Stagecoach, Henderson, Nevada. We're everywhere. You got to check it out. Go check the dates out. I'm sure we're coming to your town.
DylanScottCountry.com. The current hit is This Town's Been Too Good to Us. Best of luck with that.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's Katie. Thank you for watching. See more interviews, performances, and more of your favorite artists by subscribing and downloading the free Audacy app.